Took a little while, but Rutgers gets the first win of the day. And with that, we welcome you to Iowa City, where the Iowa Hawkeyes have been driving early on, and Caitlin Clark takes the first three-point attempt. That's a miss. Mike Hall and Brenda Van Langen here as we are watching two red-hot teams. Iowa has won 9 games in a row. Minnesota has won 8 games in a row, and both teams have been dominant, winning by more than 25 points in that winning streak apiece.
Yeah, both coming off the holiday break, but bringing so much momentum into this game.
Caitlin Clark's got her second layup of the day.
But the Iowa offense wants to put some pressure on them.
Mara Braun rips it from deep, but it's well offline, and here comes Iowa. Braun then bats the ball away.
So already we've seen Caitlin Clark drive into the paint a couple of times, dicing through the defenders. It's so hard to keep her in front and to help defense just a little bit slow coming over, and Clark's already gotten into the paint twice for scores.
Gets the loose ball, and that's a traveling. While Iowa averages 90 a contest. That's number 8 in the country.
And since Iowa lost that game to Kansas State in mid-November, they've been averaging over 90.
Here at a sold-out Carver-Hawkeye Arena. Every single home game this year, a sellout for the Hawkeye women's team. Hannah Stokey right down the lane.
That's exactly what Lisa Bluter wanted to do. She wanted to bring Stokey out so that it brings Sophie Hart, the 6'5 defender for Minnesota, out away from the basket. They took advantage on that play.
This is a Maya battle. Points are hard to come by for Minnesota.
They know they have a lot to deal with the environment, with the style of play that Iowa has, and just trying to get adjusted.
Caitlin Clark connects from deep. Her first three-pointer.
And the fact that Mara Braun has an opportunity to measure up against Caitlin Clark. Braun, just a sophomore, has improved so much even since last year. But she knows this is an opportunity as Caitlin Clark can show what she can do. Just
like with Clark, it is not only a one-person team. That was Sophie Hart scoring inside, one of the many players who stepped up this year for Minnesota. Sydney Falter, one of the players. Maya battle. Pull up. And Kate Martin with the rebound. Hawkeyes are all over the boards today.
You know, they are out-rebounding their opponents by 11 rebounds per game. And it's something that when you can keep your opponent off the board and not allow them to get easy baskets, that's what Iowa's doing now, getting an extra chance even though they've made so many.
Kate Martin drills it.
Absolutely. And you're expecting they're making their baskets, right? They're making their shots early, Iowa.
Falter with the rebound. The Hawkeyes coming the other way. Gabby Marshall from deep. You know, you talked with Dawn Plitzowite yesterday about this game. She said with the huge atmosphere, you wonder if this young team gets a little too energized.
Getting to the paint, really putting the pressure on this Minnesota defense.
Clark will fire. Clark already with 2 3-pointers. She gets a couple more. She's going to be 3rd in Big Ten history in made threes. Moldering start for the home team. That's Braun showing what she does best.
For Minnesota, they know exactly what they're up against. So can you match all of that information that is in your brain about what you need to do to try to take away the strengths of this incredible Iowa team and the atmosphere and everything else about it and still play calm? Now, Sanders is a good backup point guard for Battle. She played at App State. A terrific guard at that level.
Takes it right to the paint and scores. Molly Davis left open in the corner. A Falter with the board.
She stays so active, doesn't she?
Yep.
I mean, she was being blocked out, and then a beautiful pass inside. So now is her time, and she has taken advantage.
Sanders can't get the short shot to fall this time. Goodman with the board. Clark's already in double figures today. Spinning in the paint, gets the roll, and one.
The front and behind still has the body control to hang and get the shot in. You can see she gets knocked a little bit from behind, and just the strength that Caitlin Clark has developed. But as she gets stronger, upper body-wise, she can take those hits and still score through the contact. And, just add to the list of things Caitlin Clark does well.
A rare miss at the stripe for an 80% free throw shooter in Clark. Braun, quick shot, finally a rebound, an offensive rebound. Braun from deep, and Goodman has it.
An extra chance. Good hustle on the offensive board, but you got to get back defensively.
That's a foul on Hire. We talked with Lisa Bluter. She talked about the value of their transition offense in this game. They really want to get the ball inside, try to get Minnesota to have to use their bench because she loves her depth this season, especially the way that depth has been growing even since October. We were here on campus to broadcast the magical game at Kinnick Stadium, the crossover at Kinnick, and nobody knew Sharon Goodman would be this important to the team. That's just one example of how this squad's been growing the last couple months. Amaya Battle, very nice move in the paint for two. Caitlin Clark with the clock winding down, finds a wide open falter. Braun will hold the ball after a marvelous start for the home. 6 more assists. She becomes the Big Ten career leader for assists. And just 2 more three-pointers moves her into 3rd place in the conference's history for made three-pointers.
Another day, another record.
Seriously. You can expect graphics like that on every network for every game she plays the entire rest of the year until she breaks every record. Hart inside, too short. Stuelke has the board.
Good defense by Stuelke. Just made that a difficult shot.
Look at Kate Martin run the floor and the feed from Clark. Known for their defense, but so hard to shut down this Iowa offense. And there have been so many one-and-dones for the Gophers. It's rare they get a second opportunity like they do here with Braun chasing down the rebound. Great find to Hire underneath.
Braun showing she is so much more than a prolific scorer, which she is, but just a hustle play, aware, finds the open player under the basket.
Hire's first points of the game. Kate Martin's first miss of the game, but she'll head to the line.
Mara Braun just made sure she was aware. She is such a basketball junkie. She says it all the time. Coach Plitzelwhite talks about how if there's a basketball game on, she's watching, she's studying.
Caitlin Clark.
That's right.
She loves just seeing what she does for the sport. It's fun for her to see someone who's so great at what she does.
And all that Caitlin Clark does for the game, and that's what Braun wants to be next. And it's a big part of their game. They average over 8 three-pointers a game. Again, it took a little bit for them to settle in, but they finally have.
Stuelke on what was pretty good defense.
Again, points in the paint. 18 already for Iowa as they attack, and that's not something Minnesota typically gives up.
Abby Marshall is all over Mara Braun. Hire again from deep, and again it's good.
Starting to gain some confidence. They had hustle plays that led to baskets. You're starting to see them say, okay, all right, we can do this. We've been playing great. We're coming in on an 8-game winning streak. We know we're a good team. We just have to play strong here.
Martin with a nice answer inside.
You're taking your chance, leaving the open three-point shooter.
Hart and another missed shot inside for the Gophers. If they're going to upset the number 4 team in the country, you can't afford 4 feet and in misses.
And Sophie Hart is shooting 69% from the field coming into this game on their win streak.
There's Hannah Stuelke continuing her great season. Averaged 6 points a game last year. She's averaging 13 points a game this year.
22 points in the paint for Iowa already here in the first half.
Exactly what Lisa Bluter wanted to do. Meanwhile, Battle with a nice layup, and she's going to go to the line to make it a 3-point play. Battle been great at dishing the ball. And Clark checks back into the game and has the ball. Immediate feed to Goodman. No, but she'll draw a whistle, and now we're starting to see that Fox Sports app as we are starting to get into the heart of Big Ten.
Michigan already knocks off Ohio State earlier today.
How about that?
And then we've got that Maryland-Nebraska game. There are so many veterans throughout the conference, and it makes it so tough for a team like Minnesota. They're coming in here just as a measuring stick game, but it's so hard against all the experience.
Abby Marshall pokes the ball away. It leads to Clark rattling out a 3, and the ball is off of...
to the floor, but good hustle plays.
Clark with the step back three.
Gets her first check of Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin just steps back for the three.
Out to Grahalski, who hasn't scored yet today.
But today, 10 of 11, Iowa is on layups. And that's because they've been very deliberate at getting into the paint. That was the game plan. They have executed it well, and they've finished just steady in every way.
Murray higher with a step back. Clark with the rebound. Kate Martin offline with the three. Braun with the board. She'll fire. Feuerbach has it. Way out ahead is Caitlin Clark.
And strong, inside-outside scorer, rebounder, defender, all those things. And WNBA coaches are taking notice.
So many one-and-dones for the Gophers. Clark to Stuelke for two. And a timeout.
A compliment to what Caitlin Clark does. Everybody around Clark doing their job makes this Iowa team so much more difficult to defend.
Battle inside for two, and what happened the last time Iowa scored, it was an assist from Caitlin Clark. That makes her the all-time leader in program history for assists. And as I'm talking, she adds another one.
Setting up her teammates, so unselfish. She draws so much attention. When you're averaging over 30 points a game and one of the best in assists in the country, and now in program history, just remarkable. Watch it as she dribbles in and just sizes up the defense, draws a couple of defenders. She draws two. Somebody's open. Going to find the open player.
Just to be clear, she already was the all-time leading scorer in Iowa history. She is now the all-time leader in assists in Iowa history as well.
I mean, that combination, that's just remarkable and shows how much she influences, impacts every aspect of the success for Iowa.
Braun hits a couple of free throws. Stuelke running the court, can't finish, and a turnover. Braun, nice job by Hart running.
She's done terrific things for them this year, averaging double digits, but just hasn't quite got going in this game.
Battle, turning defense into offense in a heartbeat.
And that game just actually played well in the first half, but got away from them. But they've challenged themselves, and they've played well in non-conference play. Got a Big Ten win over Purdue earlier this year.
7th turnover this first half by the Hawkeyes. And a rebound gives Minnesota a second chance with the shot clock in single digits. Clark gets a piece of the ball, and Stuelke has it. A falter, a strong drive, loses control and gets the whistle. Just a couple of moments. 3 from the stripe in this first half.
You know, she's coming off a game against Loyola Chicago where
shot clock at 4. Grahalski with Clark on her. Loses it out of bounds, and the Hawkeyes can hold for the last. Battle on Clark. 6 seconds. What a pass from Clark. Martin on the drive. It will end like that.
If not one-on-one, she goes to the basket, makes great decisions with the ball.
Iowa scored 49 points in the first half against a Gopher defense that only gives up 54 per game on the season. Offensive rebound for Minnesota. Mara Braun will pull up. Martin with the board. Really haven't felt Mara Braun's found her rhythm in this game just yet.
No, she hasn't hit a three-pointer yet, and most every look at a mid-range jumper has been contested by the Iowa defense.
Clark will fire from deep. That's her 4th three-pointer. She is now 3rd in Big Ten history in made three-pointers in a career.
You just can't allow her any kind of space. She creates her own so well, but the quick passing set that up.
Inside, curls in a layup.
I think she is going to help Minnesota throughout the season.
Stolke can't finish on the great feed from Clark. You think positives you can take away from Minnesota's first half? One, they did force turnovers, 7 turnovers on the Hawkeyes. 2, they completely avoided foul trouble. I mean, no one on the team has multiple fouls on them. Hart gets another basket. That's back-to-back possessions. Maybe they can find some scoring from Hart and Gracholski, which they didn't get enough of in the first half. Caitlin Clark, another three-pointer. She's got 5 today.
Just toying with the defense now.
23 points for Clark. You mentioned it. You can't give her any space. When you think you're not giving her space, that's still too much space.
Well, and just the quick crossover, right? She gets the freshman backpedaling, just leaves her in her shoes, and just creates that space. The last time Clark hit the 3, it was a quick in and out. So
Bluter upset with something around that call.
I believe the call was on Stolke, but Stolke went to the floor. It looked like it may have been on Hart, but instead the call was on Stolke.
Away. And I tell you what, Minnesota has gone inside early on in the first 2 minutes of this third quarter.
Yeah, they've been very deliberate about going inside to Hart. That time, the nice inbounds play.
Has to flex out. Clark has it. A logo 3 for the unicorn!
There should be no hesitation about challenging that shot. You know there is no question in Caitlin Clark's mind that she will rise up and hit that shot.
6 3-pointers for Caitlin Clark, including 3 in the first 2.5 minutes of this half. Gracholski unloads. Holloway keeps it alive.
Holloway, another one of those young players, redshirt freshman.
Finally a basket for Gracholski, her first points of the day. And Clark tries an immediate answer. Battle with the long rebound. Gracholski. Holloway. At least they are getting boards. The putbacks aren't necessarily going in, but they're getting rebounds that they weren't getting in that first half.
Yeah, and Minnesota is tied with Iowa 9-9 here in this quarter. But, yeah, the step back, you can't give any space to Caitlin Clark. When you watch her come, if you get a chance in all these sold-out games that Iowa's playing to come early, Caitlin will go around and practice right at the three-point line, and then she will practice 4 and 5 and 6 feet beyond and go all the way around.
Doing pregame. I mean, she does practice from there.
No, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And she has 5 people around, rebounding and passing her the ball. I'm like, you only need one person. She's making all of them.
Molly Davis with a marvelous pass to Martin.
Again, Martin, so good at getting up the floor. She knows her assignment, and she does it well.
Battle finds Braun, drawing a whistle.
But also a great pass to get it to her.
Braun hits the free throw. Braun has only missed 2 free throws all season long.
But the first true freshman to lead Minnesota in points since Rachel Banham. And now Banham back on the bench, helping her out and inspiring her and the rest of this team.
In fact, they used Bannon in a fascinating way to prepare for this game. She was the scout performer wearing 22, acting as if she was Caitlin Clark.
As, she is such an inspiration, what she did as a player at Minnesota, what she's doing in the WNBA as well, and she really is an inspiration.
Clark splits the free throws. Foul call is on Feuerbach. She's got 3 fouls. Holloway, the only one with 3 on Minnesota. Battle finds 2. Clark splitting defenders, finds the open Feuerbach. Freshman Gracholski with the board.
At this point with Minnesota, you want to find the small victories in this game. You want to try to do what you can to outscore Iowa in this quarter. You admire about Caitlin Clark and what she's done in her career. One thing that I really appreciate is how well she knows the history. Surpassed her assist record. I know it's meaningful to Caitlin Clark because it's something that known about Sam Logic and the history of Iowa women's basketball as she grew up in this state. And, it's a big deal for her eclipse that milestone.
Battle will fire from deep.
Just incredible as the numbers continue to rise in everything that she accomplishes. And if you just tune in for the logo threes, that's a pretty special thing, but it's all the things that she does.
We are watching one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
It's Caitlin Clark's world, and we're all just living in it.
She hits a three. She gets a rebound. She feeds an assist. There's nothing Caitlin Clark can't do.
And everybody that isn't wearing a Minnesota uniform stands up in this crowd to appreciate what we are watching today. Caitlin Clark, the three-point shot. I mean, that when you look at that assist record, pretty remarkable.
Offensive foul on Hart.
So difficult, one of the best in the country, because it's not just only about Caitlin Clark to defend and to beat.
There were questions coming in. Who would replace McKenna? And all along, Iowa has said it will not be one person. It will not be two people. You can't try to be what those two people were to this program. They just got to be themselves. As the year goes by, we see the confidence continue to grow, which, as we mentioned, was the plan for Lisa Bluter and company from the get-go.
And Amaya Battle, not the entire game, but she was a little hesitant early offensively, but she has come through. You see the hustle play. These are a lot of sophomores and freshmen for Minnesota that are being tested to their limit, and they are learning with each play and setting themselves up because they want to rise up.
20-point lead for the Hawkeyes. Sold-out crowd once again here at Carver-Hawkeye. Clark creating space and scoring. Clark's 8th three-pointer today.
Unbelievable. Just so smooth, so confident. And Battle is even there getting a hand up.
There's no such thing as defending her.
No.
It doesn't matter what you do. Kate Martin with the steal. Clark again. Nothing but net in the wrong way.
The moment just to clear that space.
One. Having a tough day offensively. Clark sees Feuerbach all alone. The ball kept alive. Another feed inside, and Stokey finishes. Clark's 8th assist. And the Big Ten all-time assist record is hers and hers alone.
Always with the head up, zips it underneath. That is not an easy pass. Stokey has her pinned. Beautiful delivery by Clark to set up the shot.
Under 40 seconds to play in the third. Feuerbach, what a drive. Higher, hit a couple of those early in the game. And that is how the third quarter will come to a close. The number 4 team in the country.
Caitlin Clark jerseys over for Christmas and the holidays, and who wouldn't want a Caitlin Clark jersey, right? And just what we are seeing on display in her career today and every day she gets out on the court, so special.
Would have been her 9th three-pointer if it went down. Holloway. And that's a foul on Clark. Minnesota came in. Incredible defense, giving up only 54 points.
All the positive things that are going on right now in women's basketball.
What a play by Stuelke. The last 4 games Stuelke has played.
Get the rotations that they wanted on the court with with Sydney Falter coming in, Feuerbach coming in, and she just embraced that role, Hannah Stolke, because they don't have Monica Sonano to dump the ball in and go. Looks a little bit different with Stolke in that 5 position, and they're faster getting up and down the court. A lot of baskets in transition, and she's really coming into her own.
You know what's interesting too about her being only 6'2", but playing the 5. Caitlin Clark told me that over the summer, she told Stolke to watch video of Draymond Green playing the 5, because that's someone who isn't the tallest person, but he knows footwork, he knows positioning, and he brought that.
And it's because Caitlin Clark is such a student of the game to be able to offer that kind of advice and mentoring.
Mara
Braun finally in double figures, as it's been tough. Gabby Marshall has been doing a terrific job making it difficult for her.
Addie O'Grady, assist number 9 on the day for Clark. Turnover by the Gophers. Bounce pass by Clark. Another one by Martin, and the finish inside by O'Grady.
Clark didn't get the assist for that, but she got the assist to the assist, right?
A hockey assist.
And a beautiful pass by Martin.
It is crystal clear what a well-rounded offense they have here in Iowa City. The obvious ringleader with the ball in her hands, but still. Give and go with Martin.
Clark has the ball in her hands so much, but when she releases and moves without the basketball, I mean, she's impossible to track down.
Rescue with an air ball, saved by Heyer. Braun, a beautiful bounce pass.
First road trip in Big Ten play, and so just to keep battling and to find the positives here early, it's a long season ahead.
Only the second game all year.
Darts to the rim.
That relationship between those two, Martin and Clark, they're the closest friends on this team. They have been for years. You can see they speak the same language just with their eyes. They know what they're doing.
Because she has been defended well by both Molly Davis and Gabby Marshall to do what she can as this team tries to build its confidence.
It's amazing that we haven't called a three-pointer made by Braun all day. Only 3 players in the country have more made three-pointers.
On the catch, and every time there's been a ball screen for her, there's been help to not allow her to have an easy look.
Davis with a runner and a whistle. Davis wearing that headband loose. She goes to her dad. Her dad tightens it. She wants it to be black. She changes colors. Usually it's white, but... on Davis. They're 11-1 on the season. They have already tied last year's win total. They tied it before Christmas.
Range in this game, and part of it, they are running a new motion offense under Don Plitzelwhite to read and react, and still finding ways to get creative against Big Ten level defenses. It's going to be important for them to do, and I think they can go away and learn a lot from this game. Yeah, they had a hard time getting into a rhythm early. They were hesitant on some of their shots. Look at the jump out. Braun, every time there's a ball screen, they're jumping out on her to make it difficult for her to get any kind of threes.
She's 5 rebounds away from a triple-double. She came into the day averaging 31 points a game, 7-point performance back in 2021, and a triple-double January of 2 years ago. With a stat line of 35, 10, and 5.
And it started from the beginning. Her efficiency, game plan happens the way that Lisa Bluter wanted, and that's really what set the tone for Iowa in this game. Iowa just attacked and made it difficult, and then the efficiency, she will definitely continue to make an impact on this team. But just a playmaker, a tough player for Minnesota.
Sanders inside for 2.
Sanders, the transfer from App State, going to add a lot from the bench as well.
11th three-pointer made today by the Iowa Hawkeyes. First for Taylor McCabe.
And people may be wondering where Maggie Sonano is for Minnesota, the younger sister of Monica, plays for Minnesota and was so looking forward to coming here and playing and has an ankle.
Had a great game the last time that they were on the court, but she got dinged up in practice this week, and we were told she was questionable to play, knowing it was enough of an injury she couldn't get out there. Sanders again. Approaching the final minute of the game here in Iowa City. Johnson gets bumped.
Nobody's leaving.
Yeah. Almost 15,000 fans in the sellout crowd. I got to the arena, as you did, about 2 hours before, and there was a line of cars stretching about 30, 40 deep just to get into one parking lot.
So, these are all the kids that enjoying everything about this experience. We showed earlier, and if you get a chance, man, check on social media, all of the kids that got Iowa gear, and a lot, too, that got Minnesota gear. Mara Braun is much beloved in the state of Minnesota and is building what this Minnesota program is doing, but what Iowa is doing, and every jersey number 22 that came in a package this Christmas, pretty special.
That little munchkin that we saw earlier, or Jason Sudeikis, they're fans of 22 everywhere you look. They look for their 11th regular season championship in program history. Their 10th, of course, came this past season. Nice fourth quarter performance from Sanders, who's up to 9 points. $14,998 will serenade the Hawkeyes.